I'm Aurora, and my journey with yoga began when this guy trusted 17-year-old me with the keys to this studio so I could clean in exchange for classes. For the past 13 years, I've dedicated my career to giving back that exact gift I was given, and now I'm here to share it with you. Welcome to Work From Home Yoga. We'll start out in child's pose. Tuxedo off. Come on. Thank you. Okay. So knees wide. If you want, you can stay on the forearms or extend, reach all the way forward, your choice. Start to shift the forehead on the mat side to side. Let your low back soften, seat toward the heels. Add in some slow, full breaths. And shift your weight side to side to send more intensity into kind of like left inner thigh versus right as you press slightly back through the hips. We'll add in a twist here. So you can lift yourself up gently, plant the right hand, and then slide that left arm underneath to drop down to that shoulder. You can stay on the right fingertips. You can walk that hand back and press down to rotate. That gets more into the left side, or you can interlace the hands and pull yourself over to the left side of the mat to get that stretch in the side body, upper back, in between the shoulder blades. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. And switch. Drop down to that right shoulder. Whatever variation works on this side. Keep the seat toward the heels. Take an inhale. And exhale. Good. Unwind back to center. Flip the right palm up. Bend at the elbow. Bring the hand to the upper back in between the shoulders. Gazing over to the left. So you can drop the ear to the floor. Get this nice stretch for that right arm and side body. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Release, switch. First reach forward, then flip the palm up, and then pull down and back through the left side. Stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Lift back up. Let's draw the knees an inch or two wider. So we're gonna make this more intense, as if it wasn't already. And then if you were on the forearms, see if you can extend a bit more. 5 breaths here. Settle into it. here, lift yourself up, shift forward. This should be difficult to get out of. If it's not difficult, maybe we didn't bring the knees wide enough. Okay, knees together, and then press back, close in each child's pose. Sweep the arms back by your sides, palms up, shift side to side. Add in rabbit's pose here. Reach for the outer edges of the feet. Chin to chest, crown of the head on the floor. Lift seat from heels, send the upper back toward the top of the mat. Option to tuck the toes, your choice. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, lift up hero's pose. So tuck the toes if they're not yet already. Plant your palms on your quads. Roll the shoulders back and down a couple times. And then reverse, send them forward. And roll the head, neck around, circles, full or half. Reach the arms up. Take the right hand to the left elbow and pull yourself over to the right. So palm comes to the upper back in between the shoulder blades. There's the lean, but at the same time we're pressing the back of the head against the arm to shift our weight back, and then gazes up toward the top left to work the left side body as well. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then take a cactus, reach the arms behind you and release the hands, or hold onto the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades together, shift forward, start to drop the forehead toward the floor as you lift the knuckles away from the low back and start to send them forward toward the top of the mat in front of you as you shift side to side. So you can start to kind of roll onto one shoulder at a time. Shoulders might not reach the floor, that's okay. And then back to center, release, rise up, reverse it, reach up, and then switch sides. Left hand, right elbow, lean to the left, press the head against the back of the arm, gaze up to the right. Keep the right shoulder relaxed, breathe in, breathe out. Good. Release, cactus. Reach behind you. Lift up. Hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, this is the tricky part. We're going to come into a forward fold without using the hands. So, to do that, we're going to need to shift our weight back, lift the knees, balance, set the feet down, and then send the knuckles forward and down. And then lift up to release the grip. Plant your hands on the floor, wiggle your hips around. Separate the feet wider than hip width. Take the hands, slide them underneath the feet, toes at the wrist creases. Lift up, lengthen, and then bend at the elbows and fold. You can hold here or play around with balance by shifting your weight forward, bending into the knees. See if you can bring your knees to the outer edges of your elbows, your arms, as you drop your seat down toward the floor and balance. So you're in a squat pose, but you are balancing on your hands. And then from the squat, we lift back up into our forward fold, keeping the heels lifted off the mat. Try that 3 more times. So now you can tell everyone that you know how to do handstands. Once you straighten the legs, you can take a break, set the heels down, stretch it out, and then go back into it. Okay, one more. And then release the hands out from underneath the feet, meeting back in your forward fold. Straighten the right leg, bend into the left, and float the left heel off the mat. So you're coming up onto your tiptoes. Sweep the right arm up and take a half bind. Reach that arm behind you to wrap around the top of that left quad. Left hand comes to the outer edge of the right ankle, and then bend into the elbow and pull yourself down toward the floor. Drop the crown of the head down. Hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Switch. Left leg straightens. Right heel lifts. Reach that arm up. Half bind. Right hand, left ankle. Bend at the elbow. Pull yourself down. Stay rotated as much as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, unwind. Bend into the knees, roll up to standing. Chin to chest. Reach the arms up. Okay, so I'm just gonna move to the middle of the mat so you can see this a little bit better, but we're going to stay facing forward and swing your left leg out to the side, rolling onto the outer edge of that foot. So feet are about maybe 2.5 feet apart or so. Facing forward looks like this. Right hand to left wrist. Bump your hips out to the left and pull yourself over to the right side of the mat. So we're here. And stay upright.
So is the left foot behind?
So yeah, the left foot, we cross it behind and over to the right. And then pull yourself to the right side of the mat. Okay, hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Start to fold forward. Walk the hands forward. Keep the feet as they are. Plug the hips to the left. Sweep the right arm up. Lean back into it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Drop that hand down. Bring the hands to the hips. Flat back, rise up. Draw the feet together and then switch. Right leg swings behind the left. Feet are in line. Reach up, pull yourself to the left as the hips go out to the right. So there's a soft bend in the front leg. Hold here, breathe in. Breathe out. Start to make your way forward down to the floor. Plant the hands, pull the hips to the right. Sweep the left arm up. Twist. Inhale. Exhale. Drop the hand down, hands to the hips, flat back. Rise up, step the feet together, shake it out. Take an inhale, reach up, press the palms together, press the hips forward, and then flat back, fold, drop all the way down. Walk the hands out to your plank pose. And drop the knees to the floor. Untuck the toes, press back, child's pose, then pull yourself forward into a baby cobra. Lift up. And then back to child's pose. So 4 more like that. Shifting forward, pulling yourself forward, lifting up, baby cobra. Back to child's pose. Keeping the forearms on the ground. for as long as you can, just warming up the spine. Moving meditation. When you're done, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. 5 breaths. From down dog, drop down to the forearms for dolphin pose. Press your chest back toward your quads. 5 more breaths here. So opening the upper back. So just shift your weight forward, shoulders over the elbows, step it back into a forearm plank pose. And keep the palms together. Little bit of core work. We're gonna draw that right knee forward to the right shoulder. Keep the hips pretty low to the floor. Step it back to your forearm plank. Left knee, left shoulder. Step it back. 1 more each time. Over to the right, over to the left, press up to plank, downward facing dog. Float the right leg up, walk the hands back to the foot, standing splits at the back of the mat. Gonna bend at the knee, knee to ceiling, heel toward the glute. Reach for that ankle with your left hand. Draw the heel in and float the knee up closer toward the ceiling to get a quad stretch. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Kick that leg up. Back into your standing splits. Walk the hands forward. Plank pose, hover that leg off the ground, draw the knee to the nose, step that foot forward between the hands, drop the back knee down, low lunge with the hands on the floor and the back toes tucked. 3 breaths here. Lift the back knee and start to bob backwards and forwards on the ball of that foot. We'll spin to the left for a wide-legged forward fold. Side view with the hips stacked on top of the feet. Start to bend into the elbows and walk your hands back more in line with the feet or maybe even slightly behind, dropping the crown of the head to the floor. 5 breaths. And then hands underneath the shoulders. Rotate, face the front of the mat, standing splits. Kick that leg up. And swing the left leg all the way over to the right. Rolling onto the outer edge of the foot, just like we did before. Left hand down, right arm up. Twist. Plug the hips back to the left. Take a half bind here. Reach that arm behind you. Then left hand will come to the outer edge of this foot. It's all the way out to the right. Balance and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Standing splits. And then rise up to balance. Knee to chest. Cross the ankle over the knees, sit back. Pigeon Utkatasana. Option to take the left hand to the inner edge of that knee to get a hip stretch. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Bring both hands down to the ground. Bend completely into your standing leg to drop all the way down, balancing on your right foot. It's called turning in the face you so you can see this. And we're here. So stay here with the hands on the floor. Bring them out to the sides. Maybe lift up. Hover for a couple seconds. Keep the toes relaxed. Maybe bring the hands to the heart. Keep breathing.
How do you get down there? That's hard.
Yeah, you just gotta bend and drop down.
Interesting.
You can also start off too, like this, walking the hands forward, and then doing this and walking back. Okay. You also have to have a lot of hip flexibility too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if this is too much, just
fall over.
Yeah, just stay more upright then. That's fine. Okay, hold wherever you are. 3, 2, and then 1. So if you're all the way down, plant the hands, plant the foot, swing this left leg up and back, step that foot back, drop the knee down, pull the hips back, half splits. Bring both hands to the right foot, draw the toes back toward the face. Hold here, inhale, exhale. Good, rebend. Swing the right leg up and back, scorpion. Set that foot down. Vinyasa, shift forward, plank, drop down to the knees, press down through the tops of the feet, back to child's pose, and then 5 rounds. Pull yourself forward, lift up, baby cobra, back to child's pose. Breath to movement. When you're done, downward facing dog. Inhale, float the left leg up. Walk the hands back to the foot, standing splits. Bend at the knee. Reach with the right hand. Draw the heel in toward the glutes. Stretch the quad, knee up toward the ceiling. Anytime you want to make things harder, bring the hand to the foot. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release hands down to the mat. Walk it forward, plank pose. Hover that leg. Knee to nose. Step the foot forward. Drop the back knee, keep the toes tucked, hands on the floor, 3 breaths. Lift the back knee, spin to the right, wide-legged forward fold, 5 breaths. This time, if you want to interlace your hands behind you at your low back, you can do that. And release. Lift up, rotate, standing splits. And swing that leg all the way over to the left. Plug the hips to the right. Left arm reaches up. Add in a half bind. Bottom hand reaches for the outer edge of this right foot, which is over to the left. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Unwind, back into standing splits. Rise up and balance. Knee to chest, cross the ankle over the knee. Pigeon chair. Hold here or press the knee down. So continue to stay in chair or walk the hands forward. Bend at your standing leg, your left leg. This one is not easy by any means. And play around with balance. That's why we do this stuff, because it's hard. No, this side is like not very happy with this at all. Can't even do it. That's not true. We're doing it for like a half a second. This just goes to show you that it's okay if it's hard. Okay, let's go back into our standing splits. So it's that right leg that's up and back. Step the foot back, lower the knee, pull the hips, hands to the left heel, toes toward the face, fold. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Rebend, step it back, swing this leg up and back, scorpion. Set the foot down, vinyasa. Those 5 baby rounds. You don't have to be rushed. back in downward facing dog. From down dog, shift forward, drop the hips toward the floor. Modified tuck toe, up dog. Pause here, 3 breaths. Waking up the low back. Lift up and back, downward facing dog. Drop down to the forearms, dolphin pose, 5 breaths. Soften at the knees so you can press the chest back toward the quads. And shift forward, forearm plank. Adjust your stance. Right knee to right shoulder. Step it back, left knee, left shoulder. Back. One more time, each side. Back. And then hold your forearm plank. Close the eyes. Drop down to the knees, child's pose. Shift forward back into tabletop. Step the right leg out to the side so the foot's in line with the knee. Sweep the left arm up, drop down to the left shoulder, and reach your hand for the outer edge of that foot as you drop all the way down to the shoulder. Top arm reaches forward. We get that side body stretch and space in between the shoulder blades, up or back. So it kind of helps to think about taking the knife's edge of your foot and trying to pull it away from the hand. When you do that, you'll feel it more in the upper back. And then rise up. And switch. Left leg out. Right arm up. Drop it down. Reach. Rotate. And lean into it. Okay, rise up, swing the legs off to the side. Left leg out, right foot meets the inner edge of that leg. Bringing the hands to the back of the head, elbows out wide, can interlace. Start to shift your weight over toward that extended leg. Drop the elbow down to the floor. Press the elbow into the leg to rotate open. Gaze is up toward the ceiling. Breathe into the right side. Rise up and switch. So we're pressing the elbow against the leg to lean back into it. Salud.
Thank you.
Okay, back up, chicken wing stretch. So keep the left leg bent, plant the right foot, shift your weight over to the side. So right hand comes to the low back with the back of the hand on the low back, the palm facing out, the elbows out to the side. We drop the elbow down to the inner edge of the knee, press the knee against the arm against the knee, and then think about trying to pull yourself up and away from the floor. You'll get the stretch all along here. Three breaths. And release and switch. Left hand, bend at the elbow, drop down, pressure in and out, and then try to pull your elbow up. 3 breaths. Okay, release. Shake out the arms. Reach the legs out in a wide V, and then fold. Okay, lift up. One last pose. We're drawing the left foot in, so like in a half pretzel shape. And we're taking hands to the outer edges of the right foot. Okay, so a couple options. You can stay here. You can bend at the knee. So sideways looks like this. You can straighten that leg a little bit or a lot, your choice. You can lift the leg up higher if you want. That's fine too. So those are a couple options with this variation. Other variation, if you're feeling open enough in the hips, is to bring your shoulder underneath the knee. So you're lifting it up like this. So instead of out here, wrapping underneath here, taking the hands to the outer edge of the foot, straightening the leg, and then pulling your torso through while you use this right hand for support. So totally optional, a bit funky, haven't done this one in a while, but a fun one. So wherever you are, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, switch. Second side, here or underneath. It doesn't have to be perfect. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Release. Shake out the legs. Savasana. Option to add in any twisting. Happy baby, shoulder stand. Your choice. Otherwise, find stillness, close the eyes. Couple moments of rest. Breathing from your center, relaxing that part of the body. Take a couple slow full breaths here. Staying with your awareness of breathing from center. Allow any movement in the body to be heavy, subtle. Moving fingertips, toes. Taking as much time as you'd like to roll over onto one side with the eyes closed. And very slowly lift yourself up to a seat. Once you get there, resting the palms on the knees. Take one hand to your heart. Allow that part of the body to relax. Take one hand to the stomach. Allow that part of the body to relax. And draw the palms together, thumbs at the chest, hands are at the heart, in gratitude for this practice. Thank each of you for showing up and putting in the work. Namaste.
Namaste.